All right. Well, it's let's see. It's Sunday afternoon, about 12:30, 12:40, and I just got back having breakfast and a cup of tea actually with a good friend of mine, Ryan. And I don't know why, but I felt extremely compelled to record this video, man. I'll get to that in a second. But let me just kind of tell you what occurred this morning. So I got up a Sunday morning about 6 a.m. and it was just pretty normal for me. And I convinced my friend Ryan to get up with me this morning. And we were recording a couple of videos, business videos and stuff. And so to thank him for getting up early with me this morning, actually it was my bribe. I told him I would buy him breakfast and go grab a cup of coffee, and I had tea. And so I love getting together with Ryan. He's just a really smart guy, and every time we get together, we end up having these real in-depth political and just in-depth intellectual conversations, which I really like. And he's a real bright guy. And so this morning we got into a conversation, and we were talking about the political environment that we're in. And he is a staff member for one of our local congressmen here in Orange County. And, the conversation turned into, like it usually does, a discussion about healthcare, a discussion about economics, a discussion about different policies. And we both kind of have the same political alignment, but a different perspective in the way that we go about thinking about things, which is one of the reasons that I really like talking to him. And so in our conversation, it turned into this really neat conversation about the rise and fall of civilizations. And we're talking about different civilizations, how they came about, and what we believed ended up in demising that civilization. And, I guess we tend to see things in our own perspective and in our own prism. And I tend to see things out of an economic or financial prism. And Ryan tends to see things out of a political spectrum. And so we both had a different perspective as to what we thought brought down these major civilizations that we were talking about. And then it kind of dawned on me, and we had this funny laugh about how both of our perspectives seem to be circling around the same kind of ideas, just a different way of getting there. And I said, Ryan, I wonder if we can boil this thing down to just two words. I wonder if it is really a discussion about personal responsibility. And what was really funny about that is last week I was with some friends. We were having our housewarming and pool party, and this discussion came up about personal responsibility. And it just seems in this country we have so many things that we're trying to address all at one time. So it seems like there are so many crucial things that need to get handled. And I'm sure every generation has gone through this, and I'm sure our generation is no different. But the thing that kept coming up last week, and it was funny that it came up again, was this concept of personal responsibility. Taking ownership for our actions, taking ownership for our beliefs, taking ownership of our values. No matter how we see things, no matter where we come from, but taking some ownership for the things that we produce and we create. And so, I don't know, I just felt deeply compelled to make this video. I don't even know what you would call it, blog? I don't know. I just, I've been playing with my Flip recently, and mostly to record, business type things. But I don't know, I just wanted to create something, and I don't really think I have any intention with this video other than to create a conversation. And that was the other thing that came up in my discussion with Ryan this morning. It just seems to me somewhere along the way we lost the art of conversation. We've quit talking to one another, and it's crazy because, especially in the world of the internet, I'm posting this on Facebook and YouTube, and you have so much of a voice, and your conversation tied in with this concept of personal responsibility. We can all take ownership for seeing things, making sure that things become the way that we want them, at least in our own worlds. And collectively, then I guess that's where real change comes about. So it just seems like there are so many things that are taking place, whether we look at the economic landscape, or this war in Afghanistan that we have going on, or this discussion about healthcare that we have going on. And I've got friends that have all kinds of perspectives on each of these issues, and I have my own as well. But somewhere along the way in the hustle and bustle of life, we tend to stop conversating. And I don't know why. It seems crazy. And I've got a couple of friends that, you know, we make it a regular practice to just talk about our ideas, to share our ideas. And I'll be the first to admit I'm very stubborn and very hard-headed, and I tend to think that that my perspective is the right one, at least in my world. You know, I don't think that it makes sense to push your opinion on other people. I'm kind of come to the conclusion that my opinion is just that. It's an opinion based on my own life experiences. But I always think it's so neat to see other people's opinions and perspectives, and to discuss and debate actively with passion and energy. So I don't know. I just felt compelled to create a discussion with the single sole purpose or intention of spurring a discussion or a debate. And I'd love to know your perspective. I'd love to know what's important to you, what you think about what's going on in our country right now, what you think what's going on about the political landscape, or the economic landscape, or the healthcare landscape, or whatever's important to you right now, whatever's affecting you. My only intention is to spur a conversation. Whether you want to, if you're catching this on Facebook and you just want to like it, or you want to tell me that you dislike this, or you come being pompous or arrogant, or you've got an opinion about something, or you want to reply to this video with a video of your own. I just want to spur a discussion in this conversation. I think it's important to discuss and to debate and to talk, and that's the only way we're really going to progress and fix some of the things that I think that we're all concerned about. I think fundamentally we all want to see some of these things fixed, and I don't know, for some reason I just feel that as human beings we have this common thread that we share, and so we all have the ability to relate to one another, I guess is my point. No matter what your perspective is, or where you're coming from, or what's important to you. So that's it, and if no one wants to respond, then that's cool too. I thought I'd throw a conversation out there and see what happens. So that's it. It's Sunday afternoon, and the Sunday before Labor Day, so enjoy your Labor Day, and sincerely thanks for taking a couple of minutes just to hear me talk and conversate. All right, cool. Thanks, guys.